Hello, hello, hello. I'm Coach Crystal Henry, and I would like to welcome you to Read, Write, and Leadcast. There are two amazing hosts that will help you become movers, shakers, and dynamic leaders right here on this earth in 2025. I want to help you become more educated. I want to help you open your mind, and we will have books, we will have leadership skills, and everything in between that will help you with reading, writing, and leading. I am visibility coach Crystal Henry of Made to Lead Millions, where I help you move from your what if to your what is. And so this is our first show called Read, Write, and Leadcast. This podcast is definitely for you. If you are a leader, if you are a reader, if you are a writer, you need to grab a pen, grab a friend, and begin learning with us in 2025. So let me bring my host on so she can introduce herself as well. Hello, Coach Anna.
Thank you, Coach Crystal. I'm glad to be here. This is an exciting opportunity for us to work together, sharing some of the strategies that we have learned over our years of learning to be leaders. I come to you as a wife, a mother of three, and a teacher. I've taught all across the country. I started in St. Louis, Missouri, upstate New York, Western Massachusetts, Southern California, and now back in the state of Michigan. And over time, I've taught readers, writers, and thinkers in grades 7 through 12, but also at the university level at Grand Valley State University and at Calvin University. And now I spend most of my time as an author of textbooks that talk about some of what I've learned as a teacher and as a department chair and as a principal of a for-profit summer program. But I also have an opportunity to work with people, teaching them how to bring their own manuscripts to published books, audiobooks, and at this time I'm working on a film. But we're here to talk about how reading and writing can impact your health as a leader. Back to you, Crystal.
Yes, I love that. You know, in order to be able to relax and get in a space where you can even allow the education and allow the knowledge to enter into you, you have to be able to sit back, and things that you can do would be to read. Things that you can do to help you or that will enhance your health will be to relax and listen, because we can listen to books nowadays and we can listen to podcasts. So you're here today to expand your mind by reading, by writing, by listening. And so we hope that this presentation today will be a blessing for you to expand your mind and expand your health. We need to be healthy at such a time and season of this. So I'm going to bring up the presentation because we are visual learners. And so Anna is going to present the study on today, and we both hope that you really enjoy this lesson.
Okay. Today we're talking about ways to use writing and reading to enhance your health. Just give me one moment here. As you think about reading and writing as a healthy part of your life, I want to talk about ways that we use words. We use words for teaching, for speaking, and for writing. And what's the role of words in my life? I'm going to read a poem. Words stir me when I hear them, when I read them, when I write them, when I speak them. Words urge me to keep listening, to keep reading, to keep writing, and to keep speaking. Let me hear you so I can know you. Let me speak so you can know me. Prodigiously urging words, help me know you. And viscerally urging words, help me know me. This is one of the poems I wrote in a collection called Experience Poems and Pictures. But we're going to use a couple of these strategies to help us as leaders to consider ways that what we read and what we write affects our leadership. One of the things we're going to encourage you to do is to write expressively. And we're going to ask Coach Crystal to alternate reading these with me and think about them as we do so. Coach Crystal, will you begin?
Sure. Expressive writing in journals is personal and emotional. Writing without regard to punctuation, verb agreement, or other technical aspects of writing.
In other words, this is free writing. This is for you to read. And so don't worry about those grammatical issues that Grammarly and ProWrite point out to you. Point 2, expressive writing in journal has been linked with improved mood, well-being, stress levels, and depressive symptoms, as well as more physical benefits of lower blood pressure, improved lung and liver functioning.
Expressive writing in journals helps to explore and expand thinking.
So with that in mind, we want to look at the way eating healthy by reading good books can help us stay healthy as leaders. We're going to do a writing activity. I'm going to ask you to pull out something to read with, to write with, or to write on. And we're just going to spend a little time finding words that describe how we read as it relates to health. I'm going to unshare this a moment while you get your pen and pencil, and then we're going to turn on a screen that will have some music. So, Coach, will you give me a moment to get that set up while they get their pens and pencils?
Sure, I would love to. And while we are waiting for Coach Anna to prepare the music and the screen, I would like to say that when you are writing in your journal, expressing yourself wholeheartedly is what you would need to do. So when you're writing on paper and you are writing your feelings, whether they are hurts, whether they are concerns, whether they are pleas to the Lord. I know that I spent many years writing, journaling to the Lord, asking Him for help, asking Him for direction, asking Him for the desires of my heart. And so I encourage you to write in your journal. Don't worry about the punctuation. Don't worry about, am I writing a complete sentence? Or don't even worry about someone grabbing a hold of it and getting the information that you hold truly to your heart. Release everything out in writing. And another thing I encourage you to do is, if you write in blue, some of the colors that we write in encourage our mind to expand and encourages healthy writing. So blue encourages future affirmations. Like if you write affirmations, write them in blue, your mind receives them better. So those are the things, some of the things that I can encourage you to do about writing and releasing. Writing and releasing. Write and release. And so you've had this time to listen to me. Hopefully you've gotten your pen and you've gotten your paper. I'm going to bring back co-host Coach Anna, and we're going to help you write in this next section.
Okay. As you think about the writing that you're going to do, we want you to just write down the side of your paper the word healthy eating, and then insert an adjective about the text that you read that begins with the letters in the left column. Just come across with some adjectives for healthy reading. How does it make you feel? So if you ask you to begin, no, it's not. The music is not playing. Okay. If you're driving or using your hands for something else, just listen and think. Thinking is what we want you to do right now. Here's some more adjectives you may consider if you're at a standstill. How does consuming text feed your mind? Okay, if you'll lower the music and lower your pens, we'll move on. Here's some words that I thought of. H, reading is handy. E, encouraging. A, astringent. L, lively. T, timely. H, hot. Y, yummy. Sometimes eating, taking in books is an ethical thing, but sometimes it's an ethnical thing. A, advising. T, threatening. I, inspiring. N, nurturing. And sometimes G, gritty. Sometimes, though, it's better to write. We say reading is taking in, writing is putting it out. And as we think about ways that writing can improve our health, I want you to do the same thing you did this last time. Take the word healthy, writing, eating, and put it down the side, and think of verbs, how writing helps you get rid of things, helps you think about things. There's one saying that says, when we see what we write, we see what we think. So let's think about writing for our health by using the words healthy eating and those letters with verbs that start those kinds of ways that writing can improve our health. Can we have some more music as we're writing? And just in case you're at a loss for some words, here's some to consider. You can lower the music now and consider words that I wrote this time and see how many of them are the same ones that you used. As I thought about the ways that writing helps me, I thought sometimes it's hearkening, sometimes it's exposing, occasionally it's affirming, often it's loosening, sometimes, not often, it's thrilling to see what I have written. Equally, often it's humbling. Y, yearning. E, energizing. A, attacking. T, thinking. I, investigating. N, nodding. G, grazing. As we mentioned in the beginning, writing is a healthy thing to do as a leader. And you may have chosen different verbs to talk about it, but in each case, it's very likely you talked about some of the positive and some of the scary things that occur when we try to write. You may decide to write an acrostic poem. After our session today, try writing a poem with lines beginning with the letters in healthy eating and consider it as a metaphor for healthy leaders. This is one thing that Coach Crystal did. As we were preparing together, I shared with some of the strategies I was planning to use. And this is a poem that she wrote. I'm going to ask her to write it, share it with us by reading what she wrote about healthy eating and how it's a metaphor for healthy leadership.
When I wrote this poem, it was a challenge to me because I am not a poet, okay? And but being pushed to get out of your comfort zone is what we need in these days. And recently, I've been going through a lot of old pictures and a lot of old books, and I found like one of my first poems. So when I'm thinking I'm not a poet, I find out that there is poetry in me. And so I found some of my first writings were poems. Some of my first writings, I in fact found my first book that I wrote at my parents' house. The book was covered in ethnic fabric. The front and the back was all fabric, and inside I wrote in great detail, and it rhymed. And I wrote my feelings down, and I expressed very clearly what I wanted. There was a beginning, a middle, and a wow end, a wow factor. And I thought about, oh, I thought my first book was in 2013, but it wasn't. I was less than five, and I wrote this book and did it. So I challenge you today, if you are not a poet and you aren't used to writing in this way, just have your mind open, because I opened my mind and I opened my heart, and this is what came out. H is for hope. Hope begins with every bite. E is for energy. Energy flows when you eat right. A is appreciate. Appreciate the food that you choose. L is love your body. Don't abuse. T is take your time. Don't rush the meal. H is honor how the flavors feel. Y is your health is wealth. So make it strong. Then we go to the E. E is for every step can't steer you wrong. A is for aim for greens, the vibrant kind. T is for try whole grains to feed your mind. I is ignore the junk, it steals your glow. N is nature, seeds that help you grow. G is greatness, comes from what you're eating. Healthy habits to start repeating. Now, if you look at that point, I was excited to not only write it, but read it. And I couldn't just read it monotone, but I had to put some feeling behind it. Love what you write. Love what you read. It will inspire someone else to not only read it, but to write it too. And then I encourage you, eat healthy. I have been juicing every day, and juicing allows me to drink more vitamins than I could possibly eat. We eat and we get full, but we don't take in or intake enough of the vitamins that we really need. We have so many pesticides and metals that enter our body. And another thing you need to be healthy is water. So when you're eating your fruits and your vegetables, you're actually intaking some of the water that you need. Drink water, drink healthy juices, eat healthy, and that's going to cause you to glow. It's going to cause your mind to expand and grow. It's going to cause your attention span to grow. And it's going to lead you into great places where you can lead others. Eat healthy, read healthy, because we have to guard our eye gates and we have to guard our ear gates. Read healthy, write healthy, lead healthy. As a leader, I encourage you, read, write, and it will cause you to lead someone else to greatness. So back to you, Coach Anna.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
this opportunity.
You're welcome. As she was talking about what to read, and the fact that both of us are coming basically from a Christian perspective, and one of the things that we read regularly, encourage you to do so, is the same thing, is read scripture. And when you think about the ways that Christ described himself, he said that he was the bread of life, and that that reading the scripture is the meat. But he also said that he was the water. And as Coach Crystal was talking about things to ingest, as we read in, I encourage you to include reading scripture among the things that you do to stay healthy as a successful leader. And then write it out. Some of you have journals that you write in regularly. Some of you use devotionals that include writing prompts. But you'll find that as you read in, you'll be encouraged to write out. And as we begin to look at the reflection on some of the things that we shared today, it says when we read, what we read feeds our hearts, our minds, and our spirits. And when we think about what we eat and how we eat it, reminds us of our health. What you take in affects you the same way what you eat affects you. But it also affects. Affects is the result. Effects is the verb. We want to verbalize this so that we will have the effect of healthy reading and writing. What we write shows what we think. Sometimes we will be a little bit disturbed at the end of the day, and we find that we have not thought things through the way we would like to or the way we should, but this also gives us something to pray about. And as we acknowledge what we think, we help to plan ahead for our leadership. And in the same way, thinking about who we lead and how we lead can reveal the health of our leadership. As we tie up things for this first gathering today, I'm going to ask you to consider the poem that I read at the beginning of how words affect us. And perhaps you might say they affect you the same way. I read that words stir me when I hear them, when I read them, when I write them, when I speak them. Words urge me to keep listening, to keep reading, to keep writing, to keep speaking. But I invite you, let me hear you so I can know you. Let me speak so you can know me. Prodigiously urging words help me know you, and viscerally urging words help me know me. As we spend our time these next 4 to 6 months on the fourth Saturday morning, we encourage you to post your responses. If you have written a poem, go ahead and send it to Coach Crystal. We'd be glad to see how you're using some of the strategies for remaining healthy as leaders based on our experiences. So we did it. See you next month. Keep reading, keep writing. Thank you.
I'm just so excited to be able to have this opportunity to start something new in 2025. And we have to start with eating healthy, living healthy, breathing healthy, reading healthy, and writing healthy. Now, you'll see as the ticker scrolls across the bottom, this is a way that you can connect with Coach Anna. And please connect with her. We're excited to bring you the opportunity to expand your mind to read, write, and lead. What is this called? Read, Write, Leadcast. We are helping you as a leader. We are helping you as no matter what level you are in, whether you are a big beginner, intermediate, or a pro at writing, reading, or publishing even. But
Yes.
we want to lead you in such a way that we inspire you to do something new. So we want to thank you for joining us today for Read, Write, and Leadcast with
And
Coach Anna and Coach Crystal. Yes, Coach Anna.
we just want to let you know that we do plan to include reading and writing in each of these times we're together. Sometimes we'll be reading from things that we have written, but we'd like you to come prepared to write. To various prompts that we will be giving, and sometimes they will be based on celebrations for that month. So come prepared to interact, if nothing more than thinking. Take care. See you next time.
Absolutely. So we hope today's episode left you inspired, empowered, and ready to lead your story like never before. Remember, every great leader starts with a pen, starts with a vision, and the courage to take the first step. Today, you witnessed our first step. So we need you to join us every fourth Saturday at 10 a.m. We're excited that you joined us today. Please put in the comments where you came from, where you were at, and if you enjoyed this leadcast. We want to stay connected with you as we share in this journey of reading, writing, and leading. We are excited and we ask you don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to rate, and don't forget to review this Read, Write, and Leadcast. Until next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep leading because the world is waiting for your brilliance. And we will see you next time on Read, Write, and Lead. Leadcast, casting you into a great space for greatness. God bless, and we'll see you next time.